I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. This is Luanda Gamak from Makerere University. Allow me to share my screen with you. Mm, so, slide number 1 is my name and credentials. So, my AI problem for my AI title for my AI problem is student verification at the university in machine learning. So, apparently, there is currently a problem of students accessing the examination room even without fully paying the tuition dues. Basically, this problem, every time for someone who has been at Makerere, I've been to Makerere particularly. So every time for the semester that I've been there, for a student to access the examination room, one must have the examination permit and the student's ID. So the problem that comes with paper documents, sometimes it rains, sometimes it can get lost, but trust me, if you don't have it, you can't be given access to the examination room. So at times you may have paid your tuition fully, and then sometimes the printing services may not even be near so that you can go and print. And sometimes you may even lack money. So apparently the papers aren't a good way for a university that has ever been ranked number 2 in the whole of Africa to be. So allow me take you through my problem. Now, there is currently a problem of students accessing the examination room even without fully paying the tuition dues. This is because the student portal can easily be hacked to generate the examination permits. And also sometimes the student may be refused permission to do the examination in case of loss of their student's ID, yet they fully pay the tuition that are students at the university. The background of this AI project, including the AI accountability. So for the past years at Makerere University, the use of examination permits has always been the norm to be given access to the examination room. So if you haven't been at Makerere University, for you to do examinations, you have to first fully pay your tuition dues. Even if you, so at the end of the day, when you have finished paying your tuition dues, when examinations are about to reach, the college registrar updates your information, they, then you get, then they, you check your portal. So when you check your portal, they give you your examination permit. So sometimes the students who don't even fully pay, they give them some documents, some written document to some signed document to be granted access to the examination room. But in case it rains and then, or maybe the paper gets torn, but you can't be granted access. So you generate this portal as you go to your portal, you generate a PDF, then you have to go and print it. Then that is the very paper you're going to be showing each and every time you're going to do your paper. And examination lasts for around 3 weeks. So if it finds a careless person, this may be very difficult for someone to keep their papers very well. So the significance of my AI problem, but with growing and increasing demand for technology, papers are starting to phase out. Particularly, this is due to the COVID-19. We can reflect back to the COVID-19, whereby people used to, in some offices, some people used to put in their fingerprints, then they scan, then they be granted access. But nowadays, it is not actually, even with cases of Ebola, why should someone touch somewhere where someone's going to touch again? So the use of the face recognition, someone, it's like the way you can get your phone, then it verifies your face, then it opens. So apparently this project, I want it late. So, but with growing and increasing demand for technology, papers are starting to phase out. Therefore, the use of face recognition could possibly reduce the problem of use of paper documents, which can easily be forged, since a student is given downloadable PDF from their portal to print at times, which is tiresome and expensive. This can be achieved through the use of a model with a camera as a sensor to enter the student image, which is then verified in the database. So if the student paid all the tuition dues, then they qualify to sit for the paper, then they are given access to the examination room. So apparently, like the invigilator should, like the way temperature guns work. So if there is such a model, the invigilator must be able to point it at your face. It recognizes your face. It retrieves your data from the database. So it shows if you have paid tuition, if you are qualified to sit for the paper or not. In my AI project scope, the objective of the project is to identify a student who is eligible to sit for the paper and one who isn't. The model shall be trained with data from the Tufts database as of now. Actually, according to our lecturer, he said we may not have enough time to collect this data. So apparently, we are going to be using the Tufts database to classify. We shall classify some faces as students who have paid and some who have not yet paid to train the model. Then hopefully a user interface shall be developed in order for the dummy invigilator to use. So the dummy invigilator is maybe our lecturer, because it may not be used for now. Then the statement of the problem being addressed, the students of Makerere University have their past years been printing examination permits from their portals in order to sit for the end of semester examinations. But at times, this goes back to what I have explained before in the introduction briefly. So if you lose your paper, you're not granted access. Sorry, is this person who has their paper who can be granted access? And therefore, the introduction of face recognition could solve the problems that may arise because of using papers or identification cards. These IEDs at times they can also get lost. So if you are unfortunate, you don't have your ID, you don't have your examination permit, trust me, you'll be regarded as a non-student and you won't be allowed. Actually, even sometimes these invigilators can be given money, then they allow you in, but at times it may be difficult for you to go and sit for a paper. Imagine paying all your tuition and then you don't sit for that paper, and then you have to come back and retake. That would be a very unfortunate situation. Then also AI questions, research questions, then what machine learning technique is going to be used in the project? How efficient is this chosen technique going to be? Why are we even using that technique? So those are the questions we shall be asking. I will be asking myself as to some of the few questions I'm going to be asking myself. And also the hypothesis is actually hypothesis is the ability to use the available data to get to know a function that can map input to output. I had made some mistakes somewhere here. Apparently, we're going to be using neural networks in this project. So in neural networks, there is deep learning, and then there is deep learning, so there is deep learning, and deep learning will help us to differentiate and relate images that are similar to each other and so on. You see, sometimes there are students who are twins, so it will be very difficult. There are sometimes who are identical twins, so it is very difficult to identify who is this. So this will help us because sometimes, yes, there may be twins, but not everything is going to be similar. So it will help us to differentiate and relate those images that are similar to each other. Then the AI's research objectives to come up with a user interface that is to display the retrieved data about a particular student. So if they point that camera to your face, it brings the details, it shows your name, if you're eligible to sit for that paper, and then if you're paid for the tuition. So if it brings that data, then you're allowed in. If it brings you have not yet, still pending maybe, you're not allowed in the paper. So to train the model to distinguish students first, for example, to the students are trained, that goes back to what I explained. Then to gradually phase out the use of paper documents and their related problems, as I've always told, actually from my introduction, I told you about problems of papers. So to reduce more practice, university may be in form of in-person. See, you see this? Sometimes it's very easy. Since this is a PDF, there are very many softwares that can edit this document. So there is Adobe, there is what so someone can just go, they remove your face, they put their face, then they can add their name there. But then at the end of the day, when they are allowed into access into the examination room, someone will just easily write down your name. Actually, they no longer write down names. So someone will be very vigilant with your student registration number and then student number. So it will be very easy for them to write down. But remember, if you're verified when you're entering, this won't be easy for them to access. So the proposed methodology to be used is neural networks. You shall use deep neural networks, particularly, which is under neural networks. Deep neural networks are multiple layers between input and output layers. So it's similar to the brain of a human. A deep neural network can be trained to differentiate students with similar faces. That goes back to what I had talked about. Twins in the end here, these are my references. So allow me to come to close the meeting. So please share and like my YouTube channel. Thank you.